2021. So 4 years is a long time in squash world. So we've got Curtis Gillespie, match referee, and shoring him up is Paul Alexander in the video refereeing position.
The match referee is Curtis Gillespie, and the video referee is Paul Alexander.
So we've got this is quite a little, it could be a good encounter, or it could be 30 minutes Amanda Sobhy style. What are you thinking?
No, absolutely, Aisling.
Time.
This could really go either way, but I think any way you look at it, this was one of the matches circled on the schedule today for potential for fireworks. Well, there we see Amanda Sobhy's coach from the Kinetic Racket Club, Wael El-Hindi, with his customary headphones on. Enjoys a bit of drum and bass to just keep himself relaxed during these matches.
I thought it was whale sounds he was listening to.
He fades in and out. He goes through different periods. But he certainly has been a phenomenal influence on Amanda Sobhy since she's moved down to Delray Beach in Florida. She has been absolutely fantastic. She enjoys the weather down there. It helps get her out of this, you know, really ultra-focused northeastern squash vibe that we have here in the States. Gives her a little bit of space to just relax and grow into her game.
See the fist bump there when the hand slap. She's really like dialed in and focused. She likes to be pumped up by her coaches.
2025. Women's round one match, Sivasangari Subramaniam of Malaysia to serve. Amanda Sobhy of United States receive. Best of 5 games. Love all.
Well, Siva kicks off this match. Is it going to live up to the billing?
Hand out, 1-love.
Well, I think it certainly is going to live up to the billing in some form. Aisling, I think either it's going to be an absolute classic right down to the wire, or Amanda Sobhy's really going to grab the bull by the horns. Sobhy will be very pumped up to put forward a good performance here in Grand Central Station. I think in a lot of ways, getting that event under her belt last week in Cleveland will only help her.
100%. She looked good out there. Big celebration when she beat Rowan El Arabi in the semi-finals in 5.
Great performance last week by Sobhy against El Arabi in those semis. The battle for the Queen of Kinetic, both of them training at the same club down in Florida. Certainly getting the home club bragging rights. A little bit of a hiccup in the final against Watanabe for Sobhy. She won't be happy with that result, but Watanabe was extremely sharp. Really didn't give Sobhy much of an opportunity to sink her teeth into that match.
Caught up a little bit there.
Yeah, there's a bit of a
too close
bit of an unusual error there from Subramaniam, just slightly misjudging the bounce. I think one of the things Sobhy does exceptionally well is she raises her game to the big occasions. You can find some players can get a little bit camera shy when it comes down to the really big moments, but Sobhy certainly has no fear.
Well, good signs early doors. I think they talked about that in the previous
No,
in the previous match about the freshness after the break, but also sometimes that can lead to a little bit of staleness. You saw in Gohar's match just now that it was tricky for her to get out of the blocks. But again, Amanda Sobhy, having had that good run out in Cleveland last week, means she's match ready. She looks very, very sharp in the first game. 4-1 already. Working the ball into spaces in the corner, in the court.
Well, Subramaniam trying to extend this rally here. She squeezes the error there from Sobhy. I think it's a good tactic from Subramaniam. Just a little bit edgy in those early exchanges. A few long rallies will do her a world of good into settling into this encounter. Another exceedingly good line from Subramaniam.
3-4.
Thundering the ball down along the side wall.
Down. And out. 5-3.
Well, it's certainly been a bit of an edgy start to this encounter, Aisling. Neither one of these ladies particularly finding their range yet.
I mean, yeah, but having said that, Amanda, she got the accuracy pretty spot on. She went up to that 4-1 lead. Just kind of now, you know, Subramaniam's coming into her own a little bit more in the first game, I thought. But if you have a look at who's staying in front of who, for the most part in these rallies, it's definitely the American.
Yeah, no, Sobhy's looking pretty sharp. Body language, aggressive as always.
It's a nice shot by Siva. Nice setup too. It's quite a narrow cross court, that one. First, so your opponent
4-6.
has to get it before the sidewall. Sets up the space at the front very nicely.
Yes, left. 4-6. Out. And out. 7-4.
Well, Sivasangari Subramaniam trying to reel in Amanda Sobhy here. Just trying to extend these rallies. Subramaniam just hasn't really been able to find her range in the front corners yet. Hasn't really found a solution to get Sobhy moving quickly. Yeah, it's well controlled there by Sobhy.
8-4.
Yeah, very, very patient too. She's quite content just to place that ball around the back of the court, not rushing things. Also, you see a little bit of height being used from Sobhy from time to time in these rallies.
Yeah, it's well controlled again by Sobhy. Producing some really accurate squash in that front right corner.
Down.
Well, there we have it.
10-4.
6 game balls in the first game for Amanda Sobhy. US Hope. The basics that is getting the job done for Amanda Sobhy in this first game. True to form, when she's on, it's a short game. 11-4 for that one. Under the 10 minutes, just 9 minutes on the clock for this first game.
Well, the USA's Amanda Sobhy came out firing here in her first round here in Grand Central. She looked really sharp, really relaxed, and absorbed everything that Sivasangari Subramaniam threw at her. Sobhy was by far the more accurate in the front corners, pushing Subramaniam to all 4 corners of the court and very comfortably running away with the first game. Well, he's looking very animated there, while Al-Hindi really trying to get Sobhy even more engaged on the tactics.
David Palmer
Play
in the
will
corner
resume in 60 seconds.
Sivasangari. I think he'll need need to be a burst of something into her game.
Yeah, there certainly will be. He'll be wanting Sivasangari Subramaniam to push further up the court, be more competitive around the middle.
She's lacking a little fire, a little zip at the moment. I mean, she is being contained, of course, by Sobhy, but we're used to seeing like a little bit of flair.
Well, I think it's just down to the position she's in. She's always behind Sobhy. It's difficult to have that attacking flair when you're always on the back foot.
Seconds. Sobhy leads 1 game to love. Love all.
So Malaysia and America, no stranger to each other. They actually played each other in the semi-finals of the World Team event in Hong Kong. Just at the end of last year, December, it was the final event for all the professionals of the tour before the holiday break. And USA, the female team at least, did absolutely fantastic because they got second in the world, losing out to Egypt in the final. However, Chris, you are a male and you are from the US of A. The men came 14th. Thoughts?
Well, there certainly are plenty of thoughts. It was, first of all, a fabulous performance by our women's team. They really answered the bell and created quite an exciting final with Egypt, considering on paper Egypt was probably the stronger team, but with the tricky conditions there at the football club in Hong Kong, it was quite chilly out. They managed to really adapt well and created a tough scenario for Egypt in the final.
What about the men, though,
Getting
Chris?
back to the men, I can't avoid it. I've been trying to avoid it.
Like that.
It was a difficult week for the men. The men are sort of in that pool of players, pool of teams. It's probably from 8 to 16 in the world, maybe a little higher, 6 to 16 in the world, depending on how the draw shakes out and how they play. And the performance that week, it just wasn't up to par with what they were looking for. It's a little bit of a tough spell for men's squash here in the States. We have Timmy Brownell doing really fantastically, just inside the top 30 in the world, but we've also had a couple retirements in the last year. We've had Todd Harrity retire. He was around 50 in the world, and then Andrew Douglas has recently retired to attend law school at New York University here in New York. So what seemed like a relatively deep squad
And
weakened out quite considerably through that. So
1-5.
U.S. national coach Nick Taylor has a little bit of work cut out for him in terms of getting the men back competing for those quarterfinal berths at the World Team Championships.
Well, I will say that there is hope on the other side of the coin, because number 1 and 2, Christian Capella, is a young teenager. He won through to the wild card event. He actually had to pull out, I think, because of his back injury. And then you've got really good players coming through very, very young comparatively to these professional players. And then, of course, we've got the college players coming through the system. So there's hope for the future, but 14th place for the US, I mean, that's disappointing.
Yeah, it was a disappointing week. That being said, you did reference Christian Capella, who made his way through the wild card playoff and will feature tomorrow at one of the, unfortunately not here on the glass. He'll be at one of the clubs against.
I thought he pulled out.
No, he made it through. He's playing Mohamed El Sherbini tomorrow. He actually beat Alexander Dartnell.
Right up. Thank you. Handout. 6-3.
So hope for the US future. But right now, back to business. 5-love up for Subramaniam in this second game. We saw more creativity, we saw more use of the front of the court. As you said, more attacking. With that attacking comes a little bit higher risk.
Handout 4-6.
And Amanda Sobhy's got herself back in this game, which at 5-love down, she really had no business being in, but you have to go with the swings and the roundabouts of the squash. Keep your squash consistent. And weather the storms of the skill of Subramaniam. She's going to work that ball around the court. Loves the boast to work her opponents to the front of the court. We didn't see much of that in the first game. Oh.
Down. Handout. 7-4.
There you see Sabrina Sobhy, Amanda Sobhy's younger sister. She's enjoying the squash. She's coming back from a bit of an extended layoff with a wrist injury.
8-4.
Well, I tell you what, Aisling, whatever David Palmer said to Subramaniam in between games has certainly gotten her dialed in.
He told her to boast. He told her to use the front of the court. I mean, 2 winners on the forehand boast.
Down. 9-4.
And now absolute, like, complete topsy-turvy turnaround from the first game. We've got 9-4 on the board for the Malaysian in the second game. She just floats around the court like it's as if just the tiptoes of her feet are on touching the floor. She's so light. Dangerous times for Sobhy. 10-4, 6 game balls for the Malaysian. That's it.
11-4. Game
that was definite. That was purposeful.
1 game all.
That was a woman very sure of her squash in the second game. Bit of a stride and a strut off the court. Just 7 minutes in duration to equalize 1 game all here in round 1.
Well, fantastic response from Sivasangari Subramaniam in the second game. She came out rejuvenated, rejigged her tactic. She was taking Sobhy short quite frequently with the boast and catching Sobhy flat-footed. Fantastic response from the Malaysian, who levels things out here against Amanda Sobhy. Well, David Palmer continuing the tactical advice for Sivasangari Subramaniam. must say, Palmer really did get the tactics spot on after that first game.
Looks like the little bit of technical advice there with the elbow. He's guiding her
Yeah, I think
in on the volley.
Well, I think
how to play the volley.
60 seconds.
Well, I think Palmer actually wishes he was out there. He just wants to get subbed in.
A little bit more subdued. Sobhy seems to be having more talking to herself in that one. She needs a big regroup now because that was such a change
Play will
in
resume
game
30
dynamic.
seconds.
The momentum has definitely shifted in favor of the Malaysian.
Well, for me, the big change there was Subramaniam got moving. She started flowing around the court really well. Her tee position was much improved. She just wasn't getting stuck behind Sobhy in the same way.
Subramaniam to serve. Love all.
Just looking at the footwork of Subramaniam off the tee, that split step, it's like she's levitating.
Yeah, it's such a light frame. She's able to float around so easily. She absorbs pressure so well. It's good variety here from Sobhy.
Out.
Taking pace off the ball, using height on the front wall to slow things down.
Out. 1-all.
Yeah, it's vicious from Subramaniam. Really authoritative in the attacks.
When she had a brilliant run in London last season, running through seed after seed. It was one of her breakthrough moments, and it reminds me of that. She was like, she has that delicate touch,
2-all.
or that that combination, I suppose, of playing it in nice and tidy into the front court and then just getting on it and absolutely slamming it into space. She's not just a one-dimensional player.
Yeah, she's really injecting pace here, Subramaniam, with her heading.
That's look at that, Chris. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, the fist pump. I love the fist
but looking
pump.
back to David Palmer, so that's obviously a tactic that they've talked about. Maybe that diagonal use of space. Just looking to her camp and going, yeah, that worked. That'll be noted.
4-2. Hand out. 3-4.
This is good work from Sobhy, being aggressive on the volley here. Just trying to respond to the newfound pace of Subramaniam.
Thing that's changed changed in Subramaniam's game is the desire to get up and volley because of that relaxed style. She's quite happy to just peel back
Sobhy.
off the tee and not volley.
4-all.
And if you're not, I mean, that's a complete contrast to Amanda Sobhy. She'd volley absolutely everything and has always looked for the volley as a...
Got him. Hand out, 5-4.
Yeah, another David Palmer protege there, just next to him on his left. Veer Chotrani of the Indian team and the USA World Tour. He's going to be another young Indian coming up the rankings very soon.
How old is he?
He will have just graduated Cornell, so ballpark 22, 23. Floating around the 80s, 90s in the world, I believe. Maybe a tiny bit higher. He did represent India at the World Team Championships in Hong Kong. Yeah, it's good volley there from Subramaniam. Aggressive movement.
6-5.
Yeah, really stretching across the court, not letting that one go by her.
Hand out. 6-all.
You've got that.
Close. Fine margins there from Subramaniam. Sobhy recognizing how important these points are, making herself very difficult to beat. Sobhy does so well. She plays the big points exceedingly well. Really recognizes the stress moments in the game.
Yes, Larry. Left box, 7-6.
Sobhy doing a good job at defending. She's rewarded. She wasn't in control of that rally at all. She lifted when she needed to. Now she's got a 2-point cushion in the third. Gonna really make the squeeze now for the Malaysian. Yeah, so she's played that drop in, I feel, too many times, that long drop now. It's not as punishing
9-6
as it was, and you see how quickly Amanda Sobhy was up on that to react with a little trickle boost. She's urging the crowd to get behind her, extends the lead.
Yeah, it's one of the things over the years Sobhy has done very well here in New York, is she's really leveraged the home support to get the best out of herself.
Nice. Defending again. Retaking the tee. Up that ball goes. Same thing. Same thing. Subramaniam going for the attack. There's no resetting of the rally after.
10-6, game ball.
She goes for that attack. She's running out of ideas. And Sobhy has 4 game balls at 10-6 in the third. It's a big one! It's gotta be! It's gotta be! She needed to bring it out in this third. She was struggling in the early parts of that game, but really came through in the end. Solid, solid performance. Surprisingly, only 9 minutes and under 30 minutes in total. Amanda Sobhy leads by 2 games to 1.
Well, it was a very hard physical third game with both of these players trading blows, going back and forth. For a while in there, it looked like Sivasangari Subramaniam was going to get control, but Amanda Sobhy changed her tactics and battled, got the crowd involved, and got really pumped up and produced her best squash on game ball to close out the game and give herself a very commanding and all-important 2-game-to-1 lead here in Grand Central.
Yeah, it was the early part of that game for me that it looked like it was Malaysian traffic, and she dug deep. She dug deep. I think she defended very, very well. Didn't panic, you know. Well, Noran Gohar, fan favorite there. She just played against Satomi Watanabe, close 3-1, but she is now in the second round.
Play will resume in 30 seconds.
Well, David Palmer trying to push on Sivasangari Subramaniam. Just get the Malaysian to maintain the focus a little bit deeper into the game. She was very good in the early stages of that third game, Subramaniam, and she just sort of drifted off as the game went on, and Sobhy upped the intensity.
Sobhy to serve, level.
Yeah, I think her concentrated attacks, like there needed to be a little bit of resetting in between taking the ball in short. If it's not doing the damage, you know.
One love.
Wyland Henry writing furiously on his piece of paper.
Yeah, meticulous with the annotations.
I think both he and Sobhy will be absolutely delighted. Mentally so strong.
Well, I tell you what, I certainly hope after this that the coaches don't head off for a practice match. Little while Hindi, David Palmer, that would be a blast from the past.
1-2.
Absolute shut out.
And out 3-1.
All day, every day from Sobhy.
Well, I really do think getting that third game will just raise the confidence of Amanda Sobhy. She's getting a good balance here. It's a good mixture of defending and attacking.
Got her. Hand out. 2-3.
Yeah, it's good squeeze there in the front corner from Sobhy. She's made the court big here for Subramaniam. It's one of those gut-wrenching boasts just slowly dying across Subramaniam's body.
And out.
Some confusion. Look back from Subramaniam. She thought that was a double.
Yes, Larry. 3-4.
zone that Subramaniam's going to need to make a big move.
She is, but look at Sobhy. 3 volleys in a row now.
Yeah, it's aggressive
Again.
from Sobhy. She's way up the court.
Again. Nice switch of direction. See that. It's just, yeah, as you said, Chris, as you said, making that court very, very big. Sivasangari straight to the towel box, taking a little breather after this rally. Whew, she was made to do some work.
5-3.
Great angle there from Subramaniam. She comes right down on the top of the ball.
4-5.
Getting it to dive very quickly below the height of the 10.
It's a real weapon. See, when she hits it, she knows exactly the effect it has.
It's good reflexes there from Sobhy. Oh, it's a big error there from Subramaniam. Probably a little ambitious taking it in from that angle.
It was a falling volley.
6-4.
Very difficult to hit that ball as it's falling. Especially to go for such a high-risk shot. Again, Amanda Sobhy keeping ahead, staying just 2 points clear of her opponent here in the 4th. Again, taking that ball early, not letting it go to the back, volleying if she can. Bit lucky there with the bounce off the join.
5-6.
She really gets her elbow leading, like her elbow leads that shot, gets a lot of whip through.
She's been really accurate with that forehand straight kill, Subramaniam. Been a real strength this match for her.
What do you think, Chris? Is it a lifeline? Sobhy going to close it out. Call it now. 6-all.
6-all. Yes, Larry.
Well, I think the next couple points are going to be the determiner.
Chris, no. Call it now.
You want to call? I'm going to go with, I think Subramaniam's going to take this into a 5th.
Do you?
Yeah.
Go, there we go. You heard
it's
it here.
exactly what all the squash fans want. Just want more squash. Certainly more squash of this high quality.
Good reset from Sobhy here.
Yes, 6-all right box.
Yeah, it's really good use of height from Subramaniam. She's doing a better job here in this game, Subramaniam, of keeping the ball away from that target area of Sobhy, that shoulder height.
7-6. Stroke to Subramaniam. Player review, Sobhy on the stroke decision.
Yeah, I think it's a worthwhile review to be used by Sobhy. She'll get another one if this goes to a 5th game.
Yeah,
I think the issue here is just Sobhy didn't particularly give Subramaniam a clean line into the ball.
And then it popped out just a bit, didn't quite run close to that sidewall. Quality of shot too involved there.
Right box, 8-6.
That decision. So from 6-4, Sobhy leading. Now we have 8-6, Subramaniam leading. Chris, you might be a genius. Or a fortune teller.
Well, there's still time for me to be proven wrong.
Oh, it's a high drop. She get away with it. Oh, that was too much.
Yeah, it was an edgy error there from Sobhy.
Nice.
A little bit close to the wall, that ball to take in short.
It was glued. Five points in a row. 6. Make that 6. And with that, she gets 4 game balls. God, did she have to get low to that ball? 17-inch tin, and that was just above it.
Very well structured point there from Sobhy. Really contained
7-10.
Subramaniam along the side wall. Very relaxed, waiting for the big opening.
Down.
2.
8-10.
Not surprised she went for that. It's her kind of bread and butter. It's nice long drops from the back. A big chance for Sobhy to get back into this. Bide her time, I think.
You can just see now that she's game ball down, Sobhy's just let her arm go. She's totally relaxed.
Player review, Subramaniam on the stroke decision.
Sometimes players will put the racket behind the back of the opponent. I just don't think this was the case here.
Well, I think this was a clever maneuver by Sobhy, but I don't think this is getting overturned.
Ooh.
No,
there you go.
What now?
11-8 game to Subramaniam. 2 games all.
Wowzers. Well, Chris called it. 2 games all. Topsy-turvy. Subramaniam is even shocked by that decision. Anyway, 41 minutes, 2 apiece on the scoreboard. What will the 5th bring us?
Well, from the first few exchanges, it looked like the USA's Amanda Sobhy was well on her way to putting this one to bed and getting through this first round encounter. But Malaysia's Subramaniam had other plans in store. She battled really hard and got the score level at 6-all, and then it went from strength to strength and attacked absolutely fantastically. Used the review to full effect to get the decision overturned, to give herself the game, and a very coveted 5th game here with Amanda Sobhy. Well, David Palmer continues with the tactics. His tactics have been really good today. He's really gotten Sivasangari Subramaniam in a good mind space in between games. And in contrast, Aisling, we see Wael Al-Hindi there looking very animated.
Yeah, he's doing the talking this time around. He's getting
Play
right
will
in the
resume
face
in
of
30
this charge.
seconds.
Will it make a difference, Chris? I like the way David Palmer holds on to that racket until he is ready to give it back to Subramaniam. She's earned it.
Palmer definitely wants to be out there.
15 seconds.
Definitely wants to be out there. He wants to hold on to the racket as long as he can.
Two games all, Subramaniam to serve. Each player has 1 review available, love all.
Well, big game for these 2 players. Spot in round 2 is available to the winner.
Yeah, massive momentum swings, Aisling. There were moments in there where it looked like Sobhy was in total control. And then she just tensed and Subramaniam took full advantage.
It's when Sobhy is kind of withstanding the pressure, withstanding the front court work from Subramaniam and lifting herself out of that.
down.
And then on the flip side of it, taking those opportunities, as I said, not with a tense hand, because the tense hand led to those errors in the fourth game. With a nice, loose, relaxed swing. She's got off to the most perfect of starts in this fifth game. 3-love up already.
Well, this is an important start for Sobhy, because she certainly wouldn't be very pleased with her performance right there at the end of the fourth game. She lost her way from 6-all. So these early exchanges just so important for Sobhy to regain her confidence.
Got her. Hand out. 1-4.
See Sobhy just far more positive on the volley. Her whole body language is perked up. You can see she just wants to take that ball early, create pressure on Subramaniam.
That's inch perfect drop, as if the first one wasn't good enough. She went for it again.
5-1.
Look at how tight to this ball. It bounces on the floor first and then guides into the sidewall. Very tricky.
Well, she's going to need to go to plan B here, Subramaniam, and she's going to need to go fast, because she's really up against it here from USA's Amanda Sobhy.
No round. Hand out, 2-5.
Big squeeze there from Subramaniam along the side wall. She's responding here, Subramaniam. Still has a little bit of catching up to do. You can see she's just trying to get the ball out of that hitting zone of Sobhy, but that one falls into Sobhy's hitting zone, and it's taken care of very comfortably.
4-point cushion, 4-point cushion. It was a serve return that was loose. Did not catch the sidewall.
Stroke Subramaniam.
Yeah, it was a good idea there from Sobhy, trying to straighten that ball. She just didn't quite execute it, playing the ball back at herself. Get the feeling, Aisling, it's really now or never for Subramaniam.
That would be an understatement, Chris. It's 7-4 down in the fifth game. I think that left corner for Sobhy. Oh, she over-egged it.
Hand out.
It's her go-to. It's that forehand kill. She loves that shot, but it's not holding up. There's an intensity to Sobhy at the moment. Probably maybe a little bit too much adrenaline on that shot there.
5-8.
Well, Subramaniam trying to respond.
6-8.
Question is it too little, too late?
Only 2 points in it. Sobhy needs to keep that court closed down and locked tight. That's straight. Yeah, that's straight. Well, see that trickle boat in that last rally, that opened up the court, landing in the middle of the court. This straight option's much, much better choice for Sobhy.
Well, Subramaniam managing to get Sobhy stuck behind her. She's battling here, the Malaysian. This is that area that Sobhy needs to be very careful that she doesn't tense up at all.
Indeed.
Has to still maintain a good level of positivity with the shot selection.
Get out of it.
Yeah, it's been a real area of strength for Sivasangari Subramaniam, that forehand kill today.
Oh, it's tense. It's tense, Chris. It's 9-all.
9-all.
It's 9-all. I did not see this coming. Sobhy was very much in control of this game. Now, this is where this crowd needs to get behind their American superstar. Oh, that's good. Oh!
No let.
It's not a let.
Play review.
It's not a let, is it?
On the no let decision.
Well, we're going straight to the review, Aisling.
She went the wrong way.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to get much joy here, because it took a bit of a funny bounce as well off the floor.
It just shows
sort of squibbed off.
It doesn't have to be the best shot in the world. It just has to be far enough away from your opponent, and that gives Amanda Sobhy
handout 10-9
match ball. One of them takes a deep breath. Good serve needed. Good serve.
Oh, it was tight, that arm from Sobhy. You can tell a little bit edgy here.
Tell you, that means something to her.
11-4 or 11. 11-6, 8-11, 11-9.
Sivasangari Subramaniam. But hear that primal scream from Amanda Sobhy. Each and every match she's playing means the world to her as she's making her comeback on the tour. Well, let's hear from Will Carling and, more importantly, Amanda Sobhy after this fantastic match.
Amanda, for most of your career, you have had big matches on this court, and this felt like, even though it's the first round, feels like another big one. Can you tell me what it felt like to you tonight?
I think I'm just making up for lack of match practice in the last year. So, I really had to just go the distance today and get a 11-9 in the fifth win. But I'm just so happy to be back. Last year, I kind of just was getting off crutches, and now I'm back moving and grooving and getting the win and beating another top 10 player. And so I'm really pleased with myself, and I'm looking forward to just playing again.
You were up 9-7 in the fifth game. She caught up to 9-all. And it seemed like, I don't know if you remember, but just before you served, at 9-all, the crowd actually cheered for you. And tell me about what it's like to play in front of these folks, because you know how much support you have here in New York.
I do know how much support I have, but to be honest, you guys are a little soft. I expect way louder on Saturday. Way louder, please. Come on, can you guys just cheer for me really loud now? you. That is what I want every single point of my match on Saturday.
Well, Amanda, we are so happy to have you back here. We're glad that 2 Achilles surgeries and you're still back playing, knocking off another top 10 player. Congratulations. We can't wait to see you play again.
Thank you so much. It's going to take a bit more than 2 Achilles ruptures to knock me down. Appreciate it. See you Saturday.
Amanda Sobhy, everybody.
Well, that 5th and final game between Amanda Sobhy and Sivasangari Subramaniam certainly lived up to expectations. It looked like Sobhy was going to take control of everything, and she looked like she was going to close the game out when she was 9-6 up. But she got slightly nervous and tensed, and Subramaniam came storming back. We had some massive points, but at 10-9 up, Sobhy delivered and took this all-important first-round match. It was a big moment for the American, and she is through to the second round.
Well, there you go. Confirmation. Amanda Sobhy takes down Sivasangari Subramaniam in 52 minutes. 11-4, 4-11, 11-6, 8-11, and finally 11-9 in the all-important fifth.